Oh, two more bosses. Another two! See? You can get 4 in one breach. Empowered 2. Chayula breach. Oh! Dunes! A blessing. Hello, my name is Ethan, and welcome back to another episode of Path of Exile Sanctum League 3.20. In this episode, I'm going to be going over the breach nodes and my breach experience for my currency farming breach strategy. I wanted to start it off by pointing out this node. So it says, breaches in your map have a 45% increased chance to belong to Chayula, and then Chayula who dreamt in your maps is duplicated. And so that's how I was getting the duplicated Chayulas in my maps, and then I wanted to explain how I was getting so many of the Chayula boss as well. So they added this node called Power Struggle, and it says breach boss collapse hands in your maps have 5% chance to spawn a breach boss when opened. Breaches in your maps contain an additional two additional breach boss collapse hands. And then we can get a shit ton of breaches. And then we also have all the stuff for, like, you know, it opens faster, you get more magics faster, rares, you know, all the extra stuff. But the fact that you can get these boss hands, and then the boss hands spawn the boss, and you summon 2 of them because they're duplicated, and then we're using the Sextants, so every breach is a Chayula, so that they always double, and you actually contain even more clasp sand, and then we actually have breach bosses defeated have a 12% chance to drop a full breach stone. And then 12% to be charged, 8% to be enriched, 4% to be pure. So that pure I got was a 4% drop. And then you also have this Eye of Invasion, which allows you to get a 1% chance to contain 10 additional breaches in your maps. So you could have a 1 in 100 for, like, a disgusting amount of breaches in your maps. And then there's still the open hand stuff too. And that's really cool, which gives you, like, random loot plus splinters of every type, usually, and most of them probably won't show on my filter, but you can also get a full breach stone, which is pretty cool. And there's one more. We have this one. Rare breach monsters in your maps have a 0.5% chance to drop an additional breach blessing. So that's how I was getting the Chayula blessings. And then breach monsters in your maps have a 100% increased chance to drop a breach unique. So we already drop all the breach uniques. I've already dropped all the Chayula ones, Skin of the Loyal, Severed in Sleep, etc. The gems, or the jewels. Now I'm dropping them even more. Yeah, but this one for the blessings is pretty good because the blessings are 25C. Every time you get them, and you can use a blessing to upgrade. So for example, I got these enriched, and most likely you won't use them, so you could actually upgrade them into a pure, and the pure's half a div per 2 for 1. Yeah, I think it's okay to just use the blessing on it, so you can upgrade breach stones with blessings, and because it was already enriched, upgrading it to pure seemed worth it. And then, yeah, I've already farmed 59 Chayula Breachstones, and I just started this farm yesterday, and you can see how much of the other ones I have. So, I barely had any Chayula Breachstones, and then now I just printed them because of the Sextant and these nodes on the tree with the doubling of the boss and all the Breachstones and the upgraded Breachstones, and I've even sold some pure Breachstones. So for this strat, the Sextants I'm using are breaches in your maps belong to Chayula. These are actually relatively cheap for what they're doing, because they're turning every breach into Chayula, and then, like I showed, the doubling of the boss with only the few points, and then the all Chayula breach stones. So I'm already at, for example, 50. Disgusting, really good. And then you get double the splinters, and you get the breach stones, and it's really good. Then I have the extra breach through the Sextant. Then I did pack size with unidentified maps because I'm doing unidentified maps. Obviously, if you're doing 8 mod maps, then you can't do the unidentified and you have an extra Sextant. Beyond is pretty good, but then it also you have to have even better clear speed to be able to clear the breach and the beyond. And then I did an extra shrine because I have the shrine nodes on the tree. But one thing I noticed is, yeah, this strat actually comes with a map device option, breach, so it makes my domination shrines less good. I don't even need the shrines because I'm actually like scaled up, and the shrines were mostly before for the ritual to add the extra monsters for the ritual, but we're doing breach on the map device, and you get an extra 2 breaches. So you have the 1 breach through the Sextant, the 2 through the map device, and then you get the few through the tree, and then there's also Scarabs. So for Scarabs, I'm mostly running Gilded Breach for the 3 additional breach, obviously, and then the Gilded Reliquary for the more unique items, and then the Elder for the Elder Influence and the extra packs. So these are like my for sure, and then I've been mixing around between cartography for extra map sustain. I was also running the 8 mod Sextant that drops maps with 8 mods, so then having more maps drop felt good for that because get more value out of the Sextant. And then depends on the map you're running, but Polish Div could be pretty good. Otherwise, like, yeah, it could be pretty bad also. But the main ones are Breach, Reliquary, and Elder, because I find that it drops a lot of uniques, especially, I don't know if it affects the unique Breach ones, but yeah, and then either way, it's affecting, like, the Scarab drops and all the fractures and everything. There's so many rares, it's actually crazy. And then the, yeah, the Breach, because you're running Breach. It's a good time for this strat, because it's on the map device. And then, like the Legion strat, we're doing Dunes. I found it, well, the Legion, it was fucking open. It was great. It was really good. So I'm going to stick to that. I'm going to actually switch to the Div for fun. And I'm going to run one to show it off live in a recording. We got Breach. And you could select a master, but I don't have any of the specs. And we're doing Eater of Worlds because we have the altars. And then this tree is really cool, and then we have this small extra chance for deli, and you could technically take out the shrine stuff and just put extra deli, or you could even guarantee deli through a deli mirror. Oh shit, I'm so fast. Okay, so here we have a breach, so it looks different too, they changed it. And yeah, you just, my main tip is look for hands. You're basically just running around trying to get the hands, and I don't pay attention to much except hands and bosses, because the hands can spawn bosses. The portal sucked me in. Okay. Yeah, you're gonna have like 2 boss hands per per breach, and then those have a 5% chance to spawn double boss. So that's really insane. So you really just need to click the hands. You can see we have fractures. Oh, it's so sick. Show you look left hand. We got double boss. There it is. In a recording. Boom, boom. So that's how I started off the video. You can actually open up another breach while this breach is going too, so be careful. They made that a thing. You don't have to wait. Breach is so fast. It's insane. It's really fun. Look at all those hands. Look at all those hands. And then 5% for double boss. And then look at all the uniques you get. You just run into it, you don't even like click it. You click the hands after, it makes up for it, and all the splinters, but the actual mechanic is really fun. It's hard to get all the hands. Let's get this. So you can see how fast you can run so many breaches, and it's actually like really cool. Already got bosses, and then the bosses had a pretty good chance of breach stones. Oh, and it's 14 breach stones per div, and the pures are 2 to 1. You could combine this with a June run to go make them pure Chayula yourself with that flood in research. You get breach rings. You can vendor 60 breach rings to the vendor for the grasping mail. We've already turned some in and got some global defenses. I got a global defenses with this increased dex stacking, attack speed per dex mod. Pretty cool. That shit should be worth like 14 divs, and hopefully it sells. Got Elder Boot. Got a Conqueror map. Check the fracs. That boot looked pretty good. 20% attack speed's kind of good. 69 life. That's the whole map, right? Yeah. Then you could pick altars, and you could pick like map duplication, you could pick basic currency duplication, and you could pick Scarab duplication, you know, the stuff that you expect to get from the breaches. You could try to find all the altars first before doing the breaches. I haven't been doing, I've just been doing the breaches. This is kind of a lackluster map, but yeah, it's still really, it's a pretty cool farm. It's pretty cool, pretty good. You get so many breach stones so fast, and the maps are really quick to run. And I was getting a bunch of divine orbs and like actual like big drops. I got an Aegis already too, and then I got the pure breach stone, and then I had found this, like I said, attack speed per 25 dex with global defenses. It's not even fractured, so that's like really insane too. Yeah, that's from turning in 60 of the breach rings. You vendor 60 of these together. Make sure to have item level of the item level you want for the desired outcome. So I did 83 for this case, and we're doing 83 maps. I want to do a small character update, because you may have seen some changes and are wondering, wait, what the hell did you do? Switch the flask from the gold flask to a silver flask, so I'm even faster, so we're like 262 move speed or something. That's really nice. Then you also get the, you know, I got the shrine. That was really crazy. And then what else I did is kind of big. So I, first of all, deleted this whole thing, because I finally put in precision. So I bought anomalous precision so that you get the extra reservation through the ashes, and so this doesn't cost that much, because you have all your reservation that you already had. I have my extra 24 reservation through my small cluster jewel, and then I also have the ashes 50%. So this 50% is kind of like half of that mastery for vitality, so that's really cool, you know? And then I linked it with the divergent gen, so it gets the reduced reservation. So you know how it gained 50% increase? Nah, delete 20. Now it's only 30. RIP. But it's still good, because then the 100% AoE is like the quality of the precision without needing... Do you see how we like net positive reservation and AoE? Because if you had just done the normal AoE from precision... Okay, so that's why this is so cool. This is so strong. It's awesome. Oh, you don't get, yeah, because normally it'd just be like 40 AoE through the generosity. Anyways, pretty cool doing this combo. And then you also get the AoE on your dread banner. So yeah, we got the extra accuracy through precision now instead of having to take this. So we save all these points, and so then those points I invested into, oh, and the mana, I actually could fit it. I had 8 mana. And the only thing I had to do was make my ES higher. So for that, I'll do that first. I actually took this wheel instead of this wheel. And it's because I didn't need the Chaos Res. We're 75 without it. So then this is like the same-ish of the ES life combo. But then you get this hybrid ES node, which is Energy Shield Mastery, and you get 3% of mana as extra maximum energy shield, and this was like 60 ES for me. So if I did a single point into mana here, it was only like 12, but this is 60, and then the recharge is instant. So that's cool. I can still have like, you know, less recovery rate of ES, and then it doesn't work as well, but besides that, which would brick your build really anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Anyways, then this is sick, and I did that, and the other one was I had more points, so I took the crit stuff. Especially, we also have precision now, so you have the 64 increased crit strike chance, and then it gets increased by the aura effect as well, so this is almost like double. So this is just extra crit strike chance, basically. And then I was like, well, this is a good time to invest in more crit. We already had the extra crit through the wand with the 93, so then I took the crit on the tree for Fearsome Force. So we have the big 60 crit multi. This is where Kingmaker could definitely come back in too, but it's not make or break for the build. It's fine. The 2 weapons I have on the AG right now are pretty good. And then I also did the Vicious Bite added to the build. And oh, I was looking, and Vicious Bite was nerfed twice. It's so crazy. It used to be 50-50, and then it was like 50-20, and now it's 30-15. Literally just giga nerfed, yeah. So yeah, we have Vicious Bite, Renewal, Rotting Claws, and so the Impale with just the Dread Banner in this setup was 67. With these extra 2 Rotting Claws, because I did 2 of them. So this is a 3 passive Renewal, Rotting Claws, Vicious Bite, and I just crafted these with literally the Reforged Crit, because it guarantees the Vicious Bite. And if I hit 2 notables, I would try to slam the last one with an Exalted Orb. Very easy, honestly. It wasn't that bad. Cheaper than just buying them. But then, because they were pretty expensive. Like, they were way overpriced. Anyways, so point is though, I got these 3 notables, and then I took all of it, and the extra 24. We're up to like 91 Impale, so that's nice. You don't need 100%. It's just that, well, we already have such investment into Impale through the Dread Banner with all this extra Impale effects, so having extra Impale is great. And we're an attack build with zombies. We're Fizz attack, and Impale is a way to scale Fizz damage, so especially without Height of Hubris being in the game anymore, like the fact that there's no 100% avoid Impale, no matter what, the most I've seen is like 65 avoid Impale, so that's pretty nice. It's kind of more like crit now. And then we also get the extra crit, and all we lost was the Feasting Fiends, which I get the leech through the Anomalous Vitality, 1%, which also gets scaled by Aura Effect, by the way, so you get a decent amount of leech, and then you have pretty good range on this too, the Radius, through our build, and we have the extra AoE node for the Aura still. I'll go through a couple of these things in POB, but yeah, now we're POB saying we're up to like 29 million damage or something. You could see the clear was really nice, and I switched back to this, so I'm even faster. And oh, I was gonna mention this boot. I switched to this boot instead of an evasion boot, so I had this boot just to show you what is possible. So it was a 306 evasion rating boot. I did a hybrid one instead. So you lose the evasion, but you get the ES, and then the ES gets scaled by the ES nodes I took on the tree. And so then the ES helped me to get the 196 for the Eldritch Battery, which technically I can use the other boot and just use this node, and I have enough. But then this boot actually had more dex, so I kind of like it. And I rolled brittle with my stupid... Look, I used a greater, and I get brittle, and I'm like... Well, I guess I'm gonna run brittle, and it's like 10% more damage when I brittle, so that's kind of nice. So if I run on the enemy and leave this brittle ground, they take 10% more. You know, that's not bad. It's pretty good. It's something, you know. And then yeah, 29 million, and it was literally just rearranging stuff. We actually have like more damage by a 50% more, and it's basically just upgrading stuff. We spent more, but it wasn't too bad, and it's mostly just upgrades, which is really nice, and it's more familiar to what we've done in the past, with basically upgrading from the tree to actual stuff that costs upgrades, like an alt quality precision, ashes with the alt quality, like it's pretty crazy. Either way, thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out. Hope you guys enjoyed the breach updates, currency farming breach, and then the build update where we transition to precision and crit. And yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out. If you've ever done a breach, hit that like button, and if you guys hit that like button and you guys are new to the channel, hey, hit the subscribe button so you guys are notified of the next one. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.